Microsoft Excel, Blue Box 10. In this exercise, we'll learn how to clear and delete cells as well as insert cells. It's important to understand the difference between clearing and deleting. So there's a variety of ways, of course, to do the same thing in Excel. And what I'm going to do first is since I'm already at B5, I'm going to go ahead and click Delete Cells. Click on the Delete Cells tool, and you'll notice what has happened there. Let me undo that in case you missed it. It's as if we've cut out the cell B5, and then we had a hole in this table. And so how do we resolve dealing with having the hole in the table? We slide over the contents of row 5, one column over. And in fact, we would be technically adding a new cell at the very end of the table that would be blank. We can choose how to delete so that if we wanted to delete and have it not move left, but move up, we've got that opportunity as well. So let me redo what I did. Again, on the Home tab, over in the Cells group, I'm going to click the Delete tool, and you notice it moved over. If instead I had clicked the down arrow on the Delete tool and chosen Delete Cells, here I now get a dialog box, and I can choose, do I want the rows below to shift up one, or do I want the entire row of row 4 to slide to the left? We'll choose the latter, so I'm going to shift cells to the left. You're going to notice when I hit OK, option 1 will be in column B, option 2 in C, etc. I will continue this for a group of cells by highlighting B6 all the way down to B11, and I'll show a separate way in which we can get to the delete key. If we right-click on a mouse with 2 buttons or a 2-finger tap on the touchpad, we can bring up a menu that allows us to choose to delete. When we choose delete, we get that same dialog box that allows us to say to the left, and then we have the entire set of rows moving over from C to B, etc. So you can see when you delete, it's as if we've cut out, made a hole in the worksheet, and had to figure out how to fill that back in. That's different than if we clear a cell. So counterintuitive that hitting the delete key is going to clear a cell, but notice I just hit the delete key and the contents of the cell were cleared, but not the rest of the shape of the worksheet remained exactly the same. I'm going to hold the Command key down and hit Command Z to undo that. Let me also note as well that when you clear the contents, it's as if you have erased the contents and nothing more. So for example, in this cell here, H2, I typed a word, type, I made it bold, and turned the font red. If I go ahead and hit the delete key, really all I've done is erase the contents. Notice if I retype a new word or type a new word into that cell, the formatting will remain. And so that's an important distinction about when you use the delete key, the only thing you're doing, it's as if you've just gone into editing mode and hit delete. And so all the formatting will remain. If, however, you wanted to, we can choose to clear the contents as well. Under editing, sometimes this editing group is already in your toolbar, but in the tab, the Home tab, but if it's not, it's under editing and clear. Clear contents is like hitting delete. Clear all, as it will clear not only the contents, but also the the formatting as well. And so you'll notice it'll go back to the default formatting. If you notice right now, the B up here in bold is showing you that I have made the text bold. When I hit clear all, notice that's been removed. And if I type anything in that place, I'm no longer getting the bold red text. Insert is the opposite of delete. So inserting, if I want to insert a brand new cell, then what I would need to do is move the contents over. So I'll show you that example, but we're not going to leave it this way, so I'll undo it. You don't need to necessarily do this step unless you want to do the step and then use Command Z to undo. I will choose to insert a cell, and I could shift it to the right, for example. And notice when I do that, the option 1, 2, 3, 4 moved over. Again, I'll use Command Z. You'll notice that in insert and in as well as delete, you can do it for rows and columns. Those were choices as well. But you can also insert entire columns by clicking on the column heading. So if I click on the letter B and I hit insert, so I've selected the entire column and I hit insert, it will insert an entire column. Or if I right click on it with a mouse or two-finger tap with the touchpad, I can choose insert. And you'll notice it's going to insert a column and push everything over. There's an analog for that on the for the rows. A two-finger tap after selecting a row, I can insert or delete the entire row in that exercise as well.